In this project, we'll show you how we made circuit cookies using 3D printed baking tools. These cookies have pattern traces and sharp edges that just look amazing. In this video, we'll show you how to bake custom shaped cookies that have crisp details. To make the patterns, we 3D printed our rolling pin with an embossed pattern. This was designed to be a sleeve that fits over a wooden rolling pin. We designed the sleeve using Fusion 360's sheet metal tools. The flange tool can actually be used to make unconventional designs. We basically made a cylinder that can be flattened out into a sheet. This rolls out a solid body that we can then sketch on top of. We drew out the traces and made the emboss by extruding the profiles as a cut. This technique actually allows the pattern to wrap around the cylinder without distorting any of the geometry. We 3D printed the rolling pin vertically straight up with no support material. Since most of the pattern uses 45-degree angles, the printer can make these fine details. The cutters are printed flat on the bed with thin perimeters to make edges that can cut through the dough. You can download and 3D print our design using the links in the description. To make our cookies, we actually made our dough from scratch. This recipe uses basic ingredients for making tender shortbread-like cookies. So it's basically lots of butter, sugar, starch, and flour. The important thing about this dough is what it doesn't have. Baking soda or baking powder causes dough to puff up and expand, which makes them lose their shape and pattern. This dough is easy to work with and there's no need to chill it, so we can go straight to rolling and cutting. It's less waste and mess-free. We started out by rolling the dough in between two sheets of parchment paper. To get the pattern to really show through, we rolled it out slowly while pressing down on the sheet. It's not sticky, so it doesn't get stuck in between the crevices and it holds its shape. To cut out the shape, we firmly press down on just the edges and slightly wiggle it to break it away. It can be a bit like Tetris if you're laying out patterns trying to be efficient. Parchment paper makes it easy to remove the cookies and there's no need to dust your counters with flour. We made a whole batch of them using different shapes and set the pattern going in different directions so it's easy to get variations. We baked these for about 9 minutes at 375F or 190C, using the top rack on our conventional oven. These cookies came out nice, and it's really thanks to the non-rising dough. This type of dough doesn't expand and it really does retain its shape. Textures look amazing and they could probably be even finer. I'm thinking 6mm traces with 0.01 pitch. Using standard PLA material to make these tools can be food safe if only for single use. For multiple uses, we would want to make a food grade silicone mold, but that's a project for another day. This was a lot of fun, and I think the cylindrical bit could be used to make all sorts of different projects. I hope this video shows how culinary arts can use 3D printing to make interesting projects.